All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back finally with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We are at Season 2, Episode 11. It is called Aftershocks. So, full spoilers if you have not seen this episode. So yes, we're back. I'm on vacation, so it's time to start cranking out the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Because I don't think I'm going to make it all the way to finish season 5 at this point, but honestly I don't really want to review season 5, so hopefully I can at least get through season 4 with these. But this is a really good episode, and I believe it also has some of the one of the best spy plots that they've done on this show. One of the best bait and switch that really pays off in something that I can only say is like an homage to The Godfather at one point in this episode. But we get to see more of Daisy's mom's world with the introduction of, we had Gordon introduced. Now we see him when he's young and he's trying to figure out his powers, and that would be fucking crazy. Teleporting is crazy enough, but being blind too, it would just be maddening. Because he can't even cry. No tear ducts, no place for an eye hole. What do you do? That's where does that liquid go? Where do your tears go if you don't have eyes? And if you don't have eyes, maybe you don't have tear ducts? Okay, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But we also get, I believe this is the first time we hear the words teragenesis. A word we're going to hear a lot of, the process of becoming an inhuman. Everybody's basically got survivor's guilt in this episode, so... And here's the thing is and I don't want to sound callous because I did like Trip a lot, but he really wasn't in that many episodes. And it's yes, a human life was gone, right? A human life is gone, but we've seen so many shows where this happens that it sucks that it's Trip. I'd rather them killed off Mac, to be honest with you, and kept Trip. I really, really do. The Trip pieces in the wheelbarrow, though, that's when it hit me, where I was like, oh man, there's Gemma looking at them carting out rock, and on the rock is pieces of Trip. That's messed up. I like that Daisy owns her own failure here. I mean, I know that she's blaming herself, and I think she should. But Coulson goes the other way. She sees how defeated she feels, so he just goes the complete opposite and goes all right, balls to the walls, we're gonna fucking end this shit with Hydra. And, this is where I'm just kind of yeah, sure. Do you know what I mean? How big are they gonna go? You know what I mean? I didn't think they were gonna go to where the lengths that they go to in this episode, and it really pays off handsomely. Coulson's vow for vengeance. We get the guys, the inner circle of Hydra back. We get the Von Strucker reference from the guy List, who shows up in Age of Ultron, and I like that they're trying to keep this, connect the show to the movies, or the movies to the show. But the Von Strucker thing, man, it really did not pay off in the end. It goes nowhere, really. I mean, Von Strucker, they bring him up like he's supposed to be a big deal later, and then just becomes a note, a side note in Ultron. Yeah, Raina gets her wish, but she's not pretty anymore, so she doesn't want the powers. She wanted the pretty sky powers, which, okay, I mean, if you look and you see that she went through the same thing as somebody else, and she's not more beautiful than ever, she says, you came out more beautiful than ever. Okay, tone it down a little bit. I know she didn't come out more beautiful. But it would come out seeing the next person next to you looking the same, and you look what I picture a Morlock is in the X-Men universe part of things. You know what I mean? The ones who live underground and shit. I know that Inhumans, they live on the moon and stuff. They they're doing their own Morlock thing, except they get off planet. They create their own society. The Morlocks still try to stay on, live on Earth. But Raina's though makeup and stuff is really fantastic. I gotta say, it's some of the best stuff. And you would not know that that's Ruth Negga unless you really you know, knew her voice. Mac in this, I keep having to remind myself that Mac's got that other agenda, and that's why he's acting this way. He's just, the way he sees things being done goes against what he's up to, and so he's having a hard time keeping. In fact, it kind of makes him a really bad spy. Because since, like I said, spoilers, man, like, if you know the show, right, we know where this is headed. He's not being very subtle about hiding his, like, possible allegiances, not being with S.H.I.E.L.D. or, like, this S.H.I.E.L.D. But Coulson's ploy here is awesome. They get Bakshi, they tell him all this stuff, and as you're watching it, if you don't know where this is headed, if you're seeing this for the first time, this is amazing because we get that crazy crash, the crazy shootout. Everybody goes down, and then May goes down, and Coulson gets shot, and everybody's dead. And I remember the first time I watched this now, and I went like, holy fuck, like, did that just happen? Because then they, and then they get the guy in the car, and then as soon as you know that it's Hunter, you go, oh God, like, holy shit. I mean, you buy into it. It's so well done. And then the commitment to it all, where Hunter stays with Bakshi the whole time and lets him set up all his stuff with the higher ups. It's just really masterful. I do want to point out one of those guys from Hydra is played by Fred Dreyer, who had a hit show for a little while in the 80s called Hunter. You never see him in anything. So I just wanted to throw that out there. It was nice to see Fred Dreyer in another episode. Everybody just keeps reminding Skye how fucking, like, awful everything is. So she already feels terrible, and how everybody's just piling on inadvertently. And honestly, because I don't like the way that they did the Skye thing, the way they had this all happen, that it really is Skye's fault, the character's fault. She should feel terrible, but, like, I almost feel bad because the character didn't write this arc for herself. And like I said, oh yeah, Skye's dad then, he basically tells Raina, hey, you don't want to live this way? Don't. Kill yourself, basically. He's just kind of, like, cold about it. I love it. And just like, well, you got the change. You had it. You survived it. Now you got your power, and can you live with it? If you can't, oh well, Almost like he's saying, like, people like you should probably end yourself because you're just tainting the bloodline and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Hunter knowing that Bobby and Mac are up to something. I mean, they keep trying to throw this away at us, just so that when it happens, it's not, we're all like, oh. And admittedly, it was like that when I first saw it. I was kind of like, oh shit, really? Fitz telling Daisy that you survived the quake because you caused it. I loved it, like, because they really build up the emotion in that scene. Like, just him pulling back the layers on what happened on her, and it just gets more emotional until he runs out of the room, and leaving Daisy distraught, thinking, oh my God, like, they're gonna haul me away. I'm gonna be in a cell somewhere. I'm being tested and stuff. And then we get the moment. Coulson goes to tell Tripp's mom that he died. And then it just turns into the fucking Godfather, and all these, like, Hydra guys that were all part of that inner circle all get fucking taken out. And it's awesome. It's unbelievable. And I'm going, is Coulson doing this? But yeah, Coulson is doing this. And it is from the guys that get gassed to the guys that get mowed down on Bobby and Hunter's car, to when they come into the house and they just shoot everyone. And Fred Dreyer's character gets shot in the fucking head. I mean, Coulson is just wiping the board clean. Like, no more of this shit. I love it. And they even had Talbot involved in this when they had, like, him on screen, unless that was, like, a fake video. So, I mean, Coulson, this is Godfather level shit. Seriously. They don't do this on TV, and it's great. So Coulson rules. Jesus Christ. Background noise in this house is so fucking loud. Fitz lying for Daisy. Yeah, that's not going to become a thing. Is it just me, or does Gemma always look like she's stifling a wicked scream? Like just... And yeah, everything is your fault, Sky. I'm sorry, Sky, Daisy, whoever you are. Yeah, just deal with it. And then Gordon takes Raina away. And, you know, it was an impressive looking little shot here. I do really love her makeup too. So anyway, yeah, that's this episode. I mean, it's pretty good. I'm telling you, man, that Coulson stuff within this is just amazing. How they can still pull out the amazing spy shit when they need to. And as they get further and the stories get bigger and broader and they get a little bit further away from the spy stuff, it bothers me, because when they can do this shit in the middle of a new kind of changing arc of the story, it's amazing. And it shows like the greatness of Coulson's character and the whole team, and how, you know, how the way they do this story and reveal the story, you know, they can still do this now. And I really want the new seasons, at least this one, and if they get more, to continue to go back to the roots of S.H.I.E.L.D. and bring it back to the way it was, you know, because I just feel like they just have to keep getting bigger and bigger. It's like, not really. Think about like shows that have been on forever, like Law & Order SVU has been doing the same fucking thing for 20 years, and and it's still going strong. So anyway, that's just my opinion. If you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, we will be back with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2 coming up all this week, and hopefully into Season 3 as well. Hopefully we can make it into that as well. So, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying have a great day, and we'll see you next time.